Man, so I know y'all used to seeing that boy Ale, but today y'all got Alejandro with West Houston Studios, and today I'm taking y'all behind the scenes with the one and only my boy Stevan, Mr. Great, Mr. Born Great. My apologies, man. What's good, bro?
What's happening, man? Y'all already know the vibes, man. It's the greatest, Mr. Born Great. And I'm here with my dog, Alejandro. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually here with Ale, but he's a lot more classy today. You know what I'm saying? He got the suit on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
Man, I can't complain, bro. You know, I was just in the middle of doing a 15 rehearsal. You know what I'm saying? Like quinceañeras, nah. Nah, but we living good, bro. You know, for anybody who doesn't already know you, bro, before we get into this whole podcast, what is a couple of things that you would like to share? Like, hey, if you know me for something, know me for this.
Yeah, I mean, shit, if y'all know me for something, know me for being me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of different things that I post on the internet, whether it's motivation, fitness, music. Just, I'm an artist all around. I say artist because everything that I do, to me, is kind of like art. It's something that I enjoy to do a lot. I'm from Chicago. Some people say I'm funny. If you ask me, I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I make skits and things like that, and I make very great music. Now, my lifestyle is born into greatness, right? Which is B-I-G. I say B-I-G, even though it's a 6 instead of a G. Reason being, because I just simply want it to be different. You know what I'm saying? But that's my lifestyle, which is basically appealing to the greatest nature of everything. So whatever I see, use all 5 senses, you know what I'm saying? And either see the greatness, or if I'm drinking something or eating something, I taste the greatness within it. Or if I'm just feeling the vibe, I'm feeling the greatest. Or just even seeing other people in life, I'm seeing their greatest potential. You know, that's a lifestyle that I abide by. And that's kind of how I got my name, the greatest, Mr. Born Great. For sure.
Man, so basically, he got to get sponsored by Frosted Flakes because they're great. Nah.
For sure, no cap.
Nah, but yeah, for those who don't know, there's been a couple of clips that we have posted on the studio that were actually edited by him. Yeah. He did just recently move from Chicago, so I mean, this goes to show you the level of dedication that somebody has. Because I mean, there's a lot of local people that I've been trying to link up with and do some work with that I probably would have sent some clips to, and I probably would have never gotten them back. So remotely, me and him, we've been, you know, having conversations, chopping it up, hopping on we did like IG call, we hopped on a Teams call, we hopped on a phone call.
Yeah, bro.
We're talking about months on end because we were talking about you moving here February, right?
Bro.
And it's October now.
November.
So, yeah. It's about to be November.
November, bro.
Yeah, it's the end of October right now, so it's damn near November. But so yeah, for 8 months we basically stayed in contact, and you finally got down here at the beginning of October. How's Houston treating you so far, bro?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Houston is amazing. It's a different vibe. It's kind of like fast paced, but at the same time it's laid back because how spacious everything is. Like, if y'all never been to Houston, let me just say this right now. Everything is big as hell. Coming from Chicago, what's another big city? But Chicago is more so like, it's the people in Chicago, or the lifestyle in Chicago moves at its own pace. It's like it's kind of slower compared to other cities that I've been to, and Houston moves fast. And the reason being, based upon what I see, is because of how spacious it is. You know, think about it like if you're working in a soup kitchen and all, and every single fryer or every single skillet is right next to each other, and it's all 20 people in a little ass room trying to move back and forth. 20 people in a big ass room, being Texas, they can move more fluently. So I would say that Houston has been treating me very, very well, and I just like the fact that it's very spacious.
It feels like the opportunities are limitless type deal.
Yeah. It's really
go anywhere with it.
For sure. It's like life is really what you make it. But like being out in Houston and having that, like, oh damn, I can actually have my own type of space, my own privacy, my own your own everything. Just about that gives you the mindset of like, all right, I can really do this shit. And then seeing there's way more successful people that look like us, bro, out here. That's like, you don't really see that too much up north, unless you go into certain areas. But like, I've seen more brown, and I say brown, including black and Hispanics, bro. I've seen more brown successful people out here compared to me going to California, Florida, being in Chicago, Minnesota, all these different locations combined damn near. Like, it's a lot of successful brown people out here. And that's inspiring for sure.
Now, you've been in a couple of different places. Like you said, you just mentioned a couple of different places that you lived at. And based off of what you've seen, like, what do you think it is that's kind of holding people back in certain places that you've been?
So based upon the certain places that I've been, I come to kind of like an equilibrium understanding of like, it's more so themselves than the environment. Because if you look at it like this, a shark inside of a fish tank or a fish bowl is only going to grow. I know you probably heard this before, but a shark inside of a fish bowl is only going to grow to the size of a fish bowl. But if the shark was in the ocean, it would grow a lot bigger. So I could analogize that into the form of like saying like the person in those areas or area that they don't want to be in, essentially it's like the shark in the fish bowl, right? But mentally, that person has to be in the ocean in order to grow into the big shark that they want to be. So no matter the location that a person is at, I think that is their own mind that's stopping them from even growing bigger or even going to go venture out and have another adventure somewhere else.
I get that, bro, and I appreciate you for sharing that, for real, because people be playing victim for real, and it's really just you holding yourself back because you're limiting yourself. You think that you're only capable of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Now you capable of doing anything you put your mind to.
For sure.
Now if you're one of those, hey, the environment I grew up in or whatever, like if it could be that you hanging around a whole bunch of fuck people that you should not be around. So if it's like that, then shit, pick up and move. But you gotta make that decision. Yeah. Like, hey, I believe that I'm better than this. I believe I deserve better than this. I need to get out of here because it's either temptation, like, hey, I'm I want to go hang out with my boys that are up to no fucking good, just because I grew up with them or something, or I want to go see some hoes because like that's what the fuck you're into. So if that's what your environment is feeding you and you feel like that's really what it is, then get up and go. Don't. But if it's just like, hey, I can really battle with this mentally, like, okay, like homies are hitting me up to go to the club, I'm just gonna say no. Let me go grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to put your goals and your dreams top of everything.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said, like, if that's what the environment is feeding you, and that's kind of like your only source of information, or I like to say programming, you're being programmed by something externally. Another analogy, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And then check this one out. You can teach a man how to fish, or you can give him a fish for a day. And kind of relying on your environment to feed you new information or show you new avenues is kind of like giving a man a fish for a day. He only gonna eat today, and then he gonna come back tomorrow and want to eat another fish. But if you show him how to fish, or if you show yourself something new, or you show yourself how to learn something new or learn more about yourself so you can do new things, then you eat for a lifetime. So if you stay in this environment and you're only relying on the things that you're used to and you're staying comfortable, then that's how the whole victim mentality of the crabs in the barrel, how all those cycles happen, because the scarcity of uncomfortability within your situation. You have to be more uncomfortable, which leads to growth, to actually propel forward and move out these situations. And I feel like for me, the things that I would, or I could have said was happening to me, or was wrong in my environment, I use that as fuel to get me to the next point. And that's called mental alchemy, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of teach that on my TikTok, but
Shameless plug.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? For sure, for
Drop
sure.
that in there, bro.
GG's, you know what I'm saying? Born Great. It's on TikTok, Born Great. But mental alchemy is basically like taking this situation and transforming it mentally so I could see life from a different perspective. Because a lot of the times, if you see in life from the perspective of the victim, then things are always happening to you. What if you seen life from the view of the perpetrator instead of being the victim, and not necessarily saying perpetrator as something bad happening to you, but more so like if it's something bad, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you to either see, do, or move a certain type of way to get yourself to the next step. You gotta look at it like this. There will be no ups without downs. There will be no sunny days without rainy days. So you have to go through these certain uncomfortable stages in order to grow. If you get cut right now, you're gonna get an ugly ass scab on your hand. First it's gonna hurt. Then you're gonna get an ugly ass scab, and then it's gonna go back to new skin, strong skin. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for an individual to even get out of that victim mindset, they will have to want to. And seldom do we see people actually want to get to that next step because they so comfortable.
Talk about how uncomfortable you have been moving. If you felt any kind of uncomfortableness, if not, how have you, like, hey, I'm making this move and I'm not allowing myself to be uncomfortable. What's that like for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. So moving, that's like I moved across the country, like, and when I was first thinking about it a couple years back, I was telling people, like, I'm like, hey, this is what I'm about to do, this is what I'm about to do, this is what I'm about to do, this is what I'm about to do. Without the knowledge that I have right now, what I was doing was I was allowing people's feedback to my ideologies or my plans to actually override what I actually had going on. So by me externally seeking validation subconsciously, because that's kind of what I was doing by even sharing my ideas with other people, by me externally seeking validation from other people, I was allowing their thoughts to take control over my ship, over my mission. So now I get a couple different point of views, or them projecting what they got going on in their current reality. They probably never even thought about leaving or even doing something like that. So now everything that they're projecting onto me, I'm feeding into it. Just like I was saying earlier about if you let your environment feed you, you won't learn how to feed yourself. So I was seeking validation externally a couple years back, and so I didn't make the move. And so I didn't go when I wanted to go. And so I missed out on that, quote unquote, missed out on that opportunity. But now that the tables turned and I actually strengthened my mind mentally, and I kept persevering, and I kept being in a state of importunity. Importunity is basically persistence. You being in a state of persistence and to the point of annoyance. So being in a state of importunity, I basically seen the opportunity to push forward and to actually become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So now I flipped the script. I'm like, I don't even feel right when I'm too stagnant, when I'm too comfortable, because now I'm like, I'm not growing. So I thought about it like, I'm about to make this move. I got the feelings of uncomfortability, and a lot of people would turn right then and there like, nah, I shouldn't do this. But now I knew that was something that I should do. Because any time that I've ever, and I don't know if how the viewers' relationship with God is, but anytime I ever get that feeling of like uncomfortability, that's like, God, like, are you gonna do what you said you're gonna do? You gonna do what I got you. You know what I'm saying? Just push forward. I got you. So I end up pushing forward, and the feelings of being uncomfortable or being having fear or anything like that was really just false evidence appearing real. And that's what fear means to me. So the whole move was like a piece of cake for me, because I had already mentally alchemized it in my mind to be like, all right, this is something that I should do. This is something that, all right, I'm about to be in a new environment, have new experiences, meet new people, etc., etc. Let me see if I'm really about what I'll be talking about. Yeah. Because now it's sink or swim. So either you going to use what you learn how to do, And you're gonna either use some techniques that you learned to swim, or you're gonna sink. And if you sink, the worst that can happen is you just look back up and keep going up. So it's like either way, it's only up. The only way is up.
Man, and I appreciate you sharing the fact that you were seeking validation externally. Like sometimes you don't see it that way whenever you're in that moment. Cause I'll say I was doing that a lot too a few years ago, and it could be that what I'm doing now was stalled or delayed. Same thing, because people who haven't done what you're willing to do or what you're about to do really shouldn't be giving you any advice on these things, bro. But you know, coming from a place of like nobody around me has done this, everybody I think makes the mistake of like, I just want to run the idea by people and understand like, okay, am I thinking the right way? Am I crazy? And a lot of the times they don't understand your vision. Nobody understands the vision. So they're gonna plant that fear in you, like, nah man, like really you should just stay at your job. You know what I'm saying? You're doing good, bro. Like, nah, like whatever. But anyways, yeah, same thing, bro. Like there'll be a lot of times where I'll be uncomfortable now still, but I just move anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because the best way to get through it is by just moving anyways. Yep. Either you're gonna mess up and you're gonna learn from it, or you're gonna see like, damn, like one, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, and two, like you probably escalated a little bit more than what you were thinking that you were going to, just because of the fact that you made the move that you were thinking about doing.
Facts. And not even to cut you off, bro, but that last second or last sentence you said, that like, damn, it wasn't even as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Think about everything you did last week or last month, or even the things that you was minorly stressing over. And like, you don't even remember that shit. Yep. Some of that majority, we damn near stress every day over something. And stress is basically just like growing. Because you go to the gym, you stretch your muscles out, and you keep going, eventually your muscles are going to get bigger, right? So in those moments, I like to remember all the times. Let's say something on there, bro.
Sheesh. Nuh-uh. Has limited space remaining. Okay, but we're still recording. Okay, sure. Okay. We're good. Okay, so we made... Damn, that sucks. I swear I had a ton of storage.
It just popped up.
All right. So we're just going to have to be mindful. Go ahead, bro. My fault.
Right, so I like to remind myself in those moments of like stress that like, remember all the times I got through this shit? Like, why wouldn't it be a piece of cake right now? And so because I'm so self-aware, like, when I'm active in my mind, and I love being by myself because I learn more things about myself. But what I'm saying is, like, I like to remind myself that, like, all right, I done been here before. This is time to go up. It's just like the stock market. You ever looked at the chart and got all these rises and dips, rises and dips, and then it go all the way down, and then go, you know what I'm saying? That's like looking at life. A roller coaster is just the same way, just got little curves, because, like, if you go up, you're going to fly off that bitch if it's not, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it's the exact same way. When you feeling low, it's like, all right, either I'm going to go up with this shit or I'm going to stay right here. You know what I'm saying? And if you stay right here, then you're going to get complacent with that, and your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you're frequently repeating or creating these malicious thoughts or these thoughts of negativity in your mind, you're just basically feeding them more. You know what I'm saying? And I can go a little bit more deeper into that, but that's something that I like to do. It's like just be self-aware about the things that I'm thinking about. And whenever I'm stressed, I'm like, I got over this shit before. This ain't nothing. In a week's time, in 5 years, I definitely won't remember it. Unless it was like some type of pivotal point. But like, just like for the everyday little shit, you know?
Don't let that shit hold you back. Keep it moving.
At all, bro. Because if you let anything hold you back, anything externally or outside of yourself, it has control over you. Mm-hmm. Just like with emotions, for instance. I know a lot of people, even myself in the past, that get upset and say, such and such made me upset, or this makes me upset, or whenever you do this makes me upset. But the thing is, whenever you say that, you give that thing the power, because emotions simply are just energy in motion, right? You experience emotions on either on a mental level or subconscious level, or however you want to think about it. And basically, whenever something triggers something within you, say for instance, like somebody walk a certain way or talk a certain type of way, like, that made me upset the way that they talk or the way that they said that. What really took place was they reminded you of something that you previously probably went through that you did not agree with, you disagreed with it, and since you weren't aware of this make you feel this type of way, so anytime this happens, I'm triggered by it. You know what I'm saying? And so now, and what we was talking about with the victim mindset, and now one places the blame outside of themselves, giving that energy giving it a superior look. Like, all right, so now every time that happens, now you're going to be upset because you place the blame outside of yourself instead of saying like, okay, why am I triggered by this? That's when the real work starts. Because it's not happening, they're not doing that to you. It's more so how you seeing it. And then it's the thing in the brain called the reticular activating system. You ever notice whenever you get something new, you start seeing more of it? Like, for instance, if you get a red car, now you start to see the exact same red car everywhere. That's because whatever you frequently see is your frequency, and you're basically, how the reticular activating system works is basically now it's looking for that more and more and more and more and more, right? Same thing with the emotions of being angry at some of the way somebody talk. Now your mind is looking for that. It's looking to feed that because that's what you've been feeding it, instead of doing that actual real work. Man, look, check this out, man. I'm giving out a bunch of information, a bunch of game, man. Born Great on TikTok. Born Great on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I don't charge for this information.
No gatekeeping around here.
I know gatekeeping. You know what I'm saying? But
nah, but that's fire, bro. Cause look, I'm always kind of crashing on the artists that be coming through here. Not like 100% crashing on them, but just crashing on artists in general, bro. Because people are not willing to admit to themselves when they're feeling some kind of way, bro. If you feeling some, and that's why like you'll see an artist going hard as fuck today, and then disappear for 6 to 9 months because something triggered them and they fell back into a dark place. Whole time they don't want to admit that that's what happened. But it's like, bro, you gotta be self-aware. Like, come on, like if this is something that you really want to do, anything you want to do, I don't care if it's anything outside of music, whatever, anything you want to do, if you're gonna let something small set you back months, like you said, you haven't done the real work.
Yeah,
you haven't tried to figure out how to make yourself happy, how to love yourself. You know what I mean? How to forgive yourself for whatever it is that maybe you've gone through or whatever. So you got to be able to see yourself in the mirror. And I think, you know, how some people that, you know, maybe they don't even like looking at people in the eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Look yourself in the eye, bro. Can you look yourself in the eye and talk to yourself? You know what I'm saying? And be like, shit, I love you, or like, hey, I know that you're hurting because of this, whatever. Like, talk to God, bro. Like, again, back to the spirituality thing. I'm big on God, bro. So whatever it is that you got going on, like, toss it to God and keep it moving, because God's gonna have your back every single time, no matter how dark the situation can be. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving. For sure, bro. Because, you know, it's not gonna be raining forever. I was just telling somebody that I be working with, bro. It's low key been raining for a couple of years for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the stuff that I be dealing with, a lot of people would have already just thrown in the towel. Yeah. And I talk about it. You know, it used to be a time where I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, because, you know, some men might be like, okay, let's see it as weakness or whatever. Nah, dog, like, I'm strong as fuck. Whatever it is that I'm facing, I'm gonna get over it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna push through. It's a freaking brick wall. I'm gonna tear that hole down somehow.
No cap.
You know what I'm saying?
That motherfucker coming down now.
But I'm like, nothing stopping me at the end of the day. So it's like, nah, I'm sharing what I'm sharing with the hopes that it'll get to you. Yeah. And you're like, okay, you know what? Like, maybe not that day. You know what I'm saying? It might be a few weeks or whatever. It might just, okay, I was talking about this. Like, what's up with me? You know what I'm saying? And then you start really, really getting to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you gotta look at the rain like this too, though. And I got two points to say. First thing was the mirror thing. That's so rare. A lot of people can't even see themselves in the mirror and express love to themselves, because people have been just taught that love is just a word. You know what I'm saying? Love is really actions, you know? And the second thing, with the rain, you gotta look at the rain like this, and not that you have to look at it, but this is how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? This is what works for me. Is that whenever you're in a season of it's raining, what happens when you plant seeds in the springtime? You need it to rain. You need it to water these seeds, and you can even transpire this on a metaphysical level. Water holds information. Now you're planting all these seeds, and now you're watering it. What's gonna happen when the sun come back out? Now the plant is gonna grow, and then you'll be able to eat from the fruits of your labor. You know, so I'm grateful for those times that it rains. Like I know that, like, all right, like I was saying about the being self-aware in the moment when it actually does feel like it's raining. It's like, okay, I know that I'm in the time right now where it's like those things that I've learned how to do for my mental, I can apply those right now and either stay in this place or look at it from a different angle. That's really what does it for me, is shifting my perspective on a lot of things, especially when it's raining. But like I was saying, either you can look at it a bunch of different ways. But like, it's raining for the seeds that I planted to sprout into plants.
I hadn't ever thought about it like that, bro. So I appreciate that for real, because it's like when you put it that way, it's really like something big's about to come out.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about to be the fucking beanstalk, G.
And not definitely, bro, definitely. And that was kind of what I was gonna say. Not every plant sprouts right away. Mm-hmm. I think it's the bamboo plant that takes 6 years to sprout. It literally has to rain on this plant for fucking 5 years straight, and year 6 is when it started growing. So not every plant grows the same way, and it rains for a different amount of reasons. Sometimes it's too fucking hot outside and it rains. Sometimes the water is too low sometimes the water has accumulated, you know what I'm saying, accumulated a lot of water, now it needs to rain. Also, you can look at rain as like a cleansing, a purification. So it's basically, like I was saying, it's based upon perspective. Mm-hmm. And me, I went to college, Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. I studied philosophy for 2 weeks before I decided that I graduated. And the reason I say this is because my philosophy about philosophy is that everyone's philosophy is correct. How you see life is based upon however you see life. And I know that kind of sounds vague, but listen, let me break it down. Let me slow it down. He just dissed you. Not saying. Let me break it down. How Ale sees life is not how I see life, because how I see life is based upon my point of views on the things that I've went through, and how you see life is based upon the point of views of what you've been through. And as a collection of over time and space, as things has happened or as you have traversed throughout your life, you're going to have a certain set of principles and boundaries based upon the eyes in which you see life through. And the eyes are basically just a mirror to reflect the light that's on the inside to the outside. A lot of the times we think that, like, when you have like kind of like a closed mind, you think that life is more so seeing out the window. But what you're really doing is you seeing in the mirror. And when we was talking about the mirror, a lot of people cannot look themselves in the eyes in the mirror or even talk to themselves in the mirror because they've been so externally focused that they haven't even looked on the inside and seen the light that's on the inside that's shining. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But long story short, how you see life is not how I see life. But that doesn't mean that the way that I see life is correct for you, because what works for you may not work for me. What I eat don't make you shit, and what you drink don't make me piss. So according to that, based upon me actually going through life and actually seeing that this works for me, I challenged my professor one day. I say, hey, if we're coming to debate in class whether Plato or Aristotle or Socrates or all these dudes have a correct perspective, I'm like, aren't we all right? And he froze up. And he said, technically, yes. And he didn't say anything else after that. And that's when I knew that, like, hey, if I can challenge the professor, and it wasn't just the professor, it was more so like the energy, the energetics of it. He went through I don't know how many years of school to get to his position to teach us about the thing that we're talking about right now. And I challenged that with my own point of view, and I said, aren't we all right? If we're all right, why did you tell me to debate with my classmates whether Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, or any of these dudes had a better perspective than? Because that'll basically be what's the word? Contradicting. That'll basically be contradictory to the ideology of saying that he's right based upon his own perspective. So that's when I decided, like, I don't need a sheet of paper to determine whether or not I graduated this class or not. I could teach my own class. And since a kid, for real, I've been curious about life and things like that. But it's just growing up, I've always had this different ideology, and I love being myself. And so according to that, just living life, being myself, I've been able to gain these, people call it wisdom, gain this light. I call it light, information. People call it information, gain knowledge. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, whatever helps you sleep better at night. You know what I'm saying? But based on all that, your life is basically, and I know we getting this, I know they probably in the episode like, damn, dude, we getting deep. But based on all that, you basically see life how you see life. And not that I can't tell you you're wrong, because I can say that shit a million times.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel like you're wrong, it's not going to affect you. And that's the thing. A lot of people, it's seldom that we see people actually think outside the box. And the box can be the Matrix. Box can be actually living in a box. The box can be closed-mindedness. To actually think outside the box is what gives me my originality, my difference. I can stand out. I stand out naturally. I'm naturally a leader or whatnot. Everyone has this capability. Everyone has this potential. But the thing is, the potential wouldn't be anything without the kinetic. And that's basically the motion. You have to align both of them. And you have to move in that potential to propel forward in your own journey.
Yeah, man. So this basically turned into one of those episodes where it's just a bunch of hey man, really think about your life. Think about where you're at. Figure out the energy. But it's a lot of positivity for real, bro. But I don't want to. Damn. What it say?
It just popped up.
Alright. So we don't 100% have the. For the rest of this episode, we're not gonna have the audio from the microphone. So I apologize if y'all get lower quality, but it's not gonna be that much lower quality because these are really good cameras. So we're gonna be straight. But before we wrap up for real, bro, like, what can people expect from you next year, bro? And hold on. I said next year, but look, again, we said earlier it's November. I have a couple of episodes that are pending to come out. So this episode is probably gonna come out in January, February 2026. So we're in 2026. Happy New Year, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But what can people expect to see from you this year, bro?
All right, what you can expect, if you haven't already tuned in, my debut single, Olympus Boulevard, you can expect that to go platinum. Expect it. Like, just expect it. Expect Ale and our relationship as pause. No Diddy, none of that. Expect our relationship to grow and to expand into something that is beneficial to the world, where we have an impact on the world, whether that's just growing, getting multiple locations, things like that. But me personally, expect more appearances on the podcast, expect more music videos, expect a lot more motivation, a lot more fitness content. I don't even necessarily say courses. I got digital products. If you see this hoodie I got on, this is one of my old logos. Expect more merchandise. Expect more content. Just tune in. Just type in Born Great, BORN 6REAT. You'll find all three of my accounts: Mr. Born Great, and Born Great Studios. All three of my accounts. Expect the greatest. Expect pure greatness. Like from my end and Ali's, because it was one thing doing this, coming out here by myself, but Ale was definitely a big motivation. Connecting with him back in February. Was that February? Connecting with him back in February, and every month or two, what's the update? You know what I'm saying? Just having that like-mindedness around it helped me propel forward as well, because it wasn't like I was just like, hey bro, what do you think about this? It was like more so like you checking up on me, seeing if I'm gonna stand on my word, and we got this far, you know. So expect more things like this as we grow as individuals and as we come together as a collective.
Man, don't forget to let them know, bro, to expect that sponsorship from Walmart. You know
oh yeah, for sure. Man, Walmart need to sponsor me, man, for sure, man. I'll be having the Walmart gear on, you know, them Avias, them kicks, the Walmart kicks, for sure. I love those. Walmart graphic T-shirts, you know what I'm saying. I got some Walmart jogging pants too. Walmart need to sponsor me, man, no cap, cause like I'm really putting on for Walmart, bro. Like,
bro, we talking about, you know, I picked them up from the airport. Mind you, this was like 11, 12, right? When I don't know, but it was early in the day.
You talking when you picked me up? Like noon, yeah.
Yeah, it was like noon. I picked them up from Hobby Airport, and you know, we went to his apartment. You know, we had to get the keys to the apartment. Then we went to Walmart. You know, spent a solid bag at Walmart to furnish the crib.
Yeah.
And he would swear, he's like, I seen this online already, bro. Like, I'm looking for this specific thing because I know that it's gonna cost this much. You know, like example, the freaking the pots and pans. There was some pots and pans like $70, $80. He's like, nah, bro, they got a kit. It's like $30, $40. I forgot how. And he's like a 9-piece kit or something. I'm like, nah, bro.
No, it was 18.
Yeah, I was like, cap, bro. Nah, sure enough, fucking found it. I was like, hey, bro.
Everything I wanted, I was already on it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta, man. If you really want something in life, you gotta be on it.
You gotta be ready for it. You gotta move with intention, because not only that same day he had an interview.
You know what I'm saying?
And then that same week he had a couple of interviews. By the end of the week he had a job. You know so it's like, bro, there's people in Houston right now. There's somebody watching this episode right now, fucking around on their mama's couch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Get you a job, my G. Like how are you gonna invest in yourself?
You gotta really, 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 really want it. Like if someone was to ask me how bad do I want it, I want it as bad as I want to breathe. Shout out Master P. It's kind of to a point where I don't even have to really, it's already so hardwired in my mind that I don't even have to really commit any actions. I thought about it so much that it just come to me. Mm-hmm. And that's more so, I teach that too, law of attraction and all that, but man,
but tap in.
It gotta be in you, not on you. You know what I'm saying?
But tap in.
Sure.
And not only that, we also didn't even touch on the fact that my boy be mixing and mastering also.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So another thing y'all gonna expect is to see my boy in the studio. If y'all need a recording, mixing, and mastering session, make sure y'all tap in with my boy as well.
For sure.
You know that boy Ale be around, but I mean I'm not gonna be around all the time. So y'all gotta stop just depending on me all the time too. Like let my team take care of you. Like if I'm bringing people on, like it's not some people that are gonna like fuck around and disappear on you, not send you your files if you're looking for some music. He does real solid editing work too, shooting work. So it's like
all that, man. Tap in, you get your work back same day. Fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to tell y'all, man. Hey, lock in with your boy, man. Mr. Born Great, I'm the greatest.
But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's evening. And again, this is 2026 now. So let's make it a great year. Y'all take care.